this is not a women fight, this is not a man fight, this is not anyone against anybody. It's how do we educate? How do we bring people in? How do we have forums on talking in the workplace? And I don't want to just talk to a bunch of women and say, here's how you should project yourself. I want men to understand, here's what they're thinking and what they're doing. I want the men to communicate, oh, this is what I think when you speak that way, so they understand the impact that they're having with their counterparts. Hi, my name is Amy Johnson, and I'm an SVP at Starbucks. My responsibility to these young women coming up are, I think, a couple different ways. One is, first, how do I really take a personal interest in younger women coming into the workplace? I find more so with the soft skills than with the hard skills. There's so many super smart women that try real hard, that have the zest and the tenacity and the life in them. And there's a bit of, when they get nervous, they fold in and they make themselves really small, and they're supposed to be running a meeting and they can't run a meeting. No one wants to feel confident in you if you fold yourself up. So if I see a woman doing that, whether or not she's reporting to me, I might pull her aside and say, hey, would you like to take some feedback? You are so smart and you know your stuff. I want you to open yourself up. I want you to put your coffee cup, working for Starbucks, coffee cup over here. I want your pen here. I want your paper here. I want you to think of your space as 3 inches on either side of your hips, and that's the space you take up. And it doesn't matter who's in the room. That's your space. And sit at the table. Don't sit at the back. I think the second is also realizing, even though I think of myself as someone that stands up for other women, I also think there's some unconscious bias that just happens. I remember hearing a woman that was a head of HR speak, and she said, you know, I'm there for women. I'm the head of HR. And a woman came in to me and she said, you know, I think I need to get paid a little more because here's what I'm doing. And she answered and said, oh, okay, well, you know, you're really doing the job and I think you're paid appropriately. Next day, a man walks in and says, da-da-da, here's what I'm doing. I really think I should get paid more. And her answer was, well, let me think about that and I'll get back to you. And she said even she realized someone that stands up for women is the head of an organization. She's like, what did I just do? Like, unconscious bias is even there. So what my role is also is to try as much as possible to realize, even when I'm doing it, how can I be equal? What I do think is the woman's role that I don't think we're doing enough of is I don't see enough women standing up for other women. I just had kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And there are women at work that had kids much younger. They had to give up a lot. And God bless them, because I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now had they not gone through that. She is empathetic to me, and I really appreciate that. And when I have to leave early because my daughter's sick, she will help cover for me, and that is fantastic. There are women that are coming in today that don't have kids, and they may be thinking like, why is she leaving at 4:30? And not as supportive, like, oh, I'm picking this all up and I can't believe and I don't know, and that doesn't feel like support. And what that person may not know is the woman's going home at 4:30 and they don't know how to deal with a sick kid, and they're really stressed out, and they have to get back online at 10 o'clock and they don't know what they're going to eat, and this happens day after day after day. So how can women support each other in their lives and in the workplace? If you're sitting in a meeting and there's only 2 women there and it's hard to get your voice heard because people talk over you, whatever, ask questions of each other. Hey, Sally, what is your point? And just make it about you two. It'll feel like it's hard, but just support other women whenever you can.